So the first plan was to build a DirectX engine from scratch. It might be a little ambitious right now, especially since I haven't finished my DirectX programming class. So I looked at this engine here, which is built on Direct3D. Might be useful. It's not very well documented. So I looked through it and found a little bit about how it works. And it's not quite what I want right now. As you can see, it's pretty complicated, which obviously it's going to be, but it's also kind of hard to figure out what's going on. You can see stuff like sound device in here. Obviously going to need things like that, so that's kind of why I tried to go this way, because that was already all set up. You can see right here, just trying to find out where all of the code is actually going to take a lot of time. You know, jump from file to file until I really understand what it's doing with DirectX. So this could be kind of a problem. You can see right here, okay, we'll go over to the shader code, and oh yeah, there's more code that I have to go hunt down just to find out what this code does. Which is to be expected, but it's not really desirable in my current situation. So I wanted to go look for something with a little bit more documentation for sure. And I also wanted to check out OpenGL, because that could make my life a lot easier. So if I switch to OpenGL, I can use this library, or libraries, which would be really handy. It's also open source and free. And you can see here the documentation is a lot better. And it's pretty versatile. You don't have to use all of it, you can use some or a little. So if I use OpenGL and go with this one, I can have I can use just what I need and not use what I don't need, and it's clear how to do that, especially through these tutorials. So if you look down here, it actually tells you about how you can use what's already there to work with this window controller, or you can just ignore everything that works with this window controller and just use this to manage the windows and write your own OpenGL code, which could be very useful in my situation. So I think I might actually have to switch to this this library, and it's a little more dignified to say that I used a library instead of just modified somebody else's engine. So this might well be the way I go. I expect the learning curve to be actually not as bad as DirectX. So here's my assets. This is the first one I got. This one's free to use for any purpose, and I think it's a good starting point for enemies. And you can see it's already rigged, and I'll just